Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. These are now around 2 to 4 minute, sometimes as long as 6 to 10 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 2 to 4 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book your coworker won't stop raving about because it quote-unquote changed their life, but you can't see any difference in their leadership behavior. So how good could that author be?
No one likes to be fooled, bamboozled, lied to, taken advantage of, overpromised and underdelivered, or, scammed. No one likes this, and you especially don't like it. And yet, in the ever ongoing online war for a micro sliver of our personal attention, we, meaning marketers and purveyors of ideas, have reached the height of attention gaming scams designed to get the audience to click, scroll, or consume. And of course, all this clicking, scrolling, and consuming isn't designed to make the audience more contemplative, critical thinkers. Instead, it's designed to make folks more like mindless automatons, accepting blindly the quote-unquote latest thing or the quote-unquote message, whatever that message may happen to be. The lament about the online war for micro slivers of our personal attention is as old as the last 20 years, but you can always tell where the scam was when the scam fails to accomplish its goals. And you can also tell where the scam was by the deafening sound of silence that tends to ring out across the social and media landscape when the scam fails. Why am I bringing all this up on this, the 21st day of January 2025? Well, we just inaugurated Donald Trump, right? A person who was framed for the last 10 years, ever since he came down the escalator of Trump Tower and announced that he was going to run for president. Yes, it's been 10 years. We've been told that he is literally the embodiment of one of the worst mass murderers of the 20th century by literally everybody with gravitas, with weight, with power, by almost every single trusted media, social, cultural, political, financial, and economic institution. And yet, after one successful term in office, and after one unsuccessful turn out of office, Donald Trump has come back, sort of like a gray pilgrim, yet with orange or now yellowing hair. Makes you wonder about the scam, right? How many of those folks were actually serious? You can ask that question and tell the answer from the deafening sound of silence ever since November 5th, 2024. It's really too bad that people don't learn from being hurt. It's really too bad that people don't change their behaviors after witnessing the miraculous. And it's really too bad that the media, the institution that is supposed to get us information and ideas, is run, it seems, in our time, by scammers, flim-flam men, and con artists, all the way up and down the hierarchy. But the question is, now that you, the audience, know that the con is always on, and it has been on for a while now, are you going to allow yourself to be fooled again? Or are you very quietly and very firmly, with your attention, going to just say no? And well, that's it for me.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast today. And now that you've made it this far, you should subscribe to the audio version of this show on all the major podcast players, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, and everywhere else where podcasts are available. There's also a video version of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the video version of this podcast on the Leadership Toolbox channel on YouTube. Just search for Leadership Toolbox and hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. And while you're doing that, leave a 5-star review if you like what we're doing here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Just go below the player and hit 5 stars. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to help grow this show. And tell all your friends, of course, in leadership. By the way, if you don't like what we're doing here, well, you can always listen to another leadership show. There are several other good ones out there. At least that's what I've heard. All right. Well, that's it for me.